You have a gray beard hair.
Oh, no, I don't. I do not have gray beard hair. Oh my goodness. I might actually after today. There's something about days, even on breaks. Sorry, I'm getting the mic fixed, everybody. There's something about, Allie says I hog the mic too, so now I'm trying to get it set up to where I'm not the one hogging it, apparently.
Did we not just do this? Like, why am I doing this again?
Doing what again?
This.
What?
You already did your year in review.
This is not a year in review.
But you already, did that. Don't you need, a break? Shows go on,
hiatus?
Yeah. Take a
We don't go on hiatus. Okay. The people want it.
I don't think they do, but,
I just keep saying that so that I keep getting on the mic anyway, because It's fun. All right. What I was saying is that you can actually have a pretty relaxing day physically as a parent. And if you are parenting the entire day, still be so exhausted at the end of it.
Totally.
Because it's you're just mentally on all day. That was today.
That was
today. That was today. It was an exhausting day. But
it was a joyful day. Filled with lots of happiness and
it was.
everything.
It was a good day. It was a good day. But the reason I brought us on to the mics tonight is because it's New Year's Eve. And we are not staying up till 12.
I literally want to be asleep right now.
We will go to sleep. We'll talk about more of this later. This is not going to be a long episode, but there are some fun things to talk about that she doesn't really have any idea what we're talking about. I just asked her to come on, and we're going to chat.
Okay.
So
here I am.
This is episode 15 of Strong Opinions Weekly Held. I'm Will. This is Allie.
Hello.
Let's do it!
But quickly. I'm tired.
You see how I'm sitting up to the mic? You could also sit up. You could scoot your chair way closer and be closer to the mic.
But I'm okay because you're this is me, and let me talk about all of my 50,000 projects I start but will never finish.
It's funny that you should mention that because that's something I'm going to talk about.
No.
All right, first thing first. Do you happen to remember our bet a couple episodes ago about the cottage and the fact that I'm turning it into videos?
And you've only done one.
I've only done one, but I've got all the footage to do more. And I will have free time in the future at some point to finalize and wrap up that project. But that's not what we're getting into. We're not getting into that.
Yes, I remember the bet.
Okay. So tonight on the way home, I mentioned the thing that I have to do at the start of every new year in January, which is... Taxes.
Wow.
Everybody hates taxes. My dad is my tax accountant, which is great because that means I can write off meals that I have with him, which is great. It's a write-off.
I feel we don't need to air out all of this. This is not a snooze fest, so...
Some people care. It's a write-off. But...
This is riveting stuff here.
It's gonna get good. Let me finish. All right, so let me get to the conclusion. You remember how you're nobody wants to see these videos? Why are you filming building the cottage?
Your dad does not count wanting to see these.
Guess what?
What?
Guess what is now a write-off because it is content for business.
That's a stretch.
The entire cottage.
That is the biggest stretch I've
Tell
ever
her, folks.
heard.
Aaron Francis, you make all the videos. You know, everything is a write-off because I am turning it into a video for content purposes, and content is a business.
That feels like
we
a
have
lie.
We have an LLC. It can be bundled into it, and it can be written off. And Sammy King, the accountant, is going to be so excited about it. He's going to be like, son, that's awesome. You get to write off all of those expenses.
Is he going to be excited, or is he going to be like, son, this is more work for me?
No, he loves it. Sammy King loves write-offs. He's like, son, these are some good write-offs this year. Other times he's like, son, why'd you spend this much money?
I know. There's a blessing and a curse having your father-in-law know all of your financials. But,
You didn't know that, big brain.
Well,
even if nobody cares.
You
even if
dragged
nobody
me
cares.
into this room For that?
For that. No,
For that.
Not only for that, but mainly for that. It's a write-off. The whole cottage. Every piece of it.
Wow. Wowzers.
God, okay. This is
all
big news.
Sleep well tonight.
I know you don't care anything about our finances.
Happy 2025.
Other than that, we're not in it, like, other than the fact that we can make it to tomorrow, but, like, this is big, exciting stuff.
Big stuff.
Big stuff.
Wow.
Anyway.
Wow.
I thought you would be more impressed than this. I thought you'd be like, wow,
I literally don't care about anything that has to do with the taxes and anything
I know,
like that.
but man, I thought I'd get a better
I am
reaction.
happy. You are happy.
Fine.
Do you want me to... I would not react another way. And if I did, you would be like, this is disingenuous. Disingenuous?
It's just disingenuous.
I don't know. I'm tired.
Disingenuous.
I want to go to bed.
Okay. 2 more things that I did have on the docket.
Okay.
One. I'm going to talk about 2 things that we have.
So one is that you're going to talk about, and 2 other things. Good heavens.
Goodness gracious, we're tired. All right, let me get through this. The first one is, you remember the last episode when I was like, do you have any goals for 2025?
Yeah.
And you were like, I don't believe in goals.
Yes.
And then, like, 2 days later,
that's not a goal. That's
you
a
came
challenge.
up with.
That's not. No.
I don't know what you think a goal is,
like
other than a challenge.
Something fun for us to do. It's not like a goal.
Sounds like a goal.
No, a goal is like
something difficult to achieve that you want to do over a period of time.
We literally watered this down so it would be the easiest thing for us to accomplish.
So, Allie had this great idea, a great goal, if you will.
I mean, it was not a goal.
All right, she came up to me and was like, Will, have you ever heard of 75 Hard? And I was like,
not what we're doing.
I was like, yes, I have. Where is this going? Because 75 Hard is quite hard.
Yeah.
And she said, what if we did like 25 soft? So
it's a good idea.
It's a good idea. Tell them about the idea. Tell the people.
I don't know what you want to know.
I literally just told you what I want to know.
The first 25 days of January.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one workout a day.
Mm-hmm.
Only water.
Mm-hmm.
10 minutes of like daily Bible reading devotionals together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No extra sweet treats.
Except for on 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
5, 10, 15, and 25, we can have our 1 scoop of frozen yogurt.
Yeah. Publix has this really good cookies and cream frozen yogurt. It's incredible.
It's really good. What else? Oh, and then, so we have this like chart, and there's a Post-it note that has, all the numbers 1 to 25. And
everyone loves a good Post-it note.
I know. And I've even like alternated colors and color coded it.
I'll take a picture and share.
But on the back of every Post-it note, we have written like a task to do together, or like a question to ask, or just something to, what did you do that for?
The lighting's weird, so I'm gonna fix the lighting.
Feels like I'm in an interrogation.
It does, but
why
our
did you
color,
do that?
Our color keeps going out from like blue to yellow to blue to yellow.
It was fine. Literally nobody cares.
Okay, fine. All right. Anyway,
all 2 people who watch this are not gonna be like, "Wow,
the Kings could use better lighting." All right. Anyway, sorry, I'm done. Go ahead.
You are one of the most frustrating human beings I've ever met in my life. Well, I'm off track, but on the back of each Post-it note, there's like something for us to do.
We're day 25. We're gonna come up with something together to cap everything off, but then we're splitting the other 24 days. Coming up, I come up with 12 that she doesn't know. She comes up with 12 that I don't know, and then each night we're gonna pull it off after the kids go to sleep and do whatever the back of the card says. Yeah. And I'm the reason I want to do it, I want to talk about it because I think that's super exciting to do. I think it's fun. Yeah. I think it's a really good goal for the first 25 days of January.
It's not a goal.
It's a goal. It's a goal.
Something we're going to do. It's not a goal.
What do you think a goal is other than something you're just gonna do?
It just doesn't need to. It doesn't need to have that branding. It's just like something we've decided to do.
Allie's
It doesn't have to have.
I'm fine with goals as long as they have different branding.
May, or we could do it the last half of March.
Wow. What do you think a goal for the year is?
It's not for the
anything
year.
that happens sometime in the year that you want to get done.
It's just something we're doing. It doesn't have to be like, wow, this is the goal I've set and what we're gonna do. It's just live your life, man. Just do it. Nobody cares.
Well,
Nobody
if we
needs to
were
know.
just living our life, then why would we plan this out? Just living your life, you don't plan something like this. Is a goal. This is you saying, hey, I think this is something that we should do. That would be good for us.
Me just
and
like,
good for our relationship and good for ourselves.
It's just not a goal. It's not. It doesn't need to be this giant thing.
Here's what we're going to do. When this episode launches, I'm going to have people listen to this, and we're going to let them vote. Is this a goal, or is this just living your life?
This is. This came literally from we've been eating way too much. Not really.
Holidays. I mean, they're so
we've
good.
We've enjoyed ourselves.
I mean, her mom made this. They call it funeral potatoes, but it was like a
cracked potatoes.
Potato really casserole thing today, with like good. Shredded potato.
It was really good. But
Sister
Schubert rolls were on the table. There was. What? You told me at the beginning of our relationship that there was room in your heart for two women, myself and Sister Schubert. So don't you laugh about that.
Sister Schubert is the other woman in my life. Okay. That is true.
But it's just a thing that we've decided to do.
It is.
There's no need to.
It is. You're right. It's a goal that we've decided to do, and we'll get it done. Anyway. So I just wanted to bring that up, and I want to share them too, within reason. I think this would be something that a lot of people would like to see, because it's like this could be fun for other people, other couples to see, and they don't have to follow the exact rules, but like, I don't know, we could share how it goes, if we like it or not. And because if I thought about it, like if we like this, I think it'd be fun to do this like every quarter or like twice a year or something.
For sure.
Who knows? Being a parent is exhausting. Coming up with 24 unique things is.
Okay,
sounds
I'm gonna set
easy.
The bar really low. Mine are not like this flashy.
I mean, mine aren't flashy either. Okay. The intention is to be short because we still need to get to bed on time. But anyway, but yeah,
that was thing one.
That was thing one.
Good.
That was your goal, because
that was not my
ladies
goal.
and gentlemen,
I
Allie has goals for 2025.
I don't. And my goal is just to
survive.
Keep doing me.
Same.
Oh, William. No. Okay.
Boom. Ended 2024 with the best joke of the year. All right. Anyway.
Really?
No, you're right. You're funnier than I am.
I know. Okay.
So, I want to wrap up this episode with my goals for 2025.
Did you not just cover that in the previous episode when you were talking about projects and you had gotten complacent, yada yada yada, whatever you said in your
That was a review of 2024. This is the goals that I have for 2025.
Dear heavens, do you think that is?
See what I got to deal with here, folks?
Just saying.
Will.
How much can we talk about?
Will has goals for himself and for his family for 2025. His wife.
We all know.
How dare you want to better yourself? How dare you have things you want to try and achieve in 2025? You're going to
start talking about making a game.
The more
you talking about pixels, you're going to start talking at a conference or something, or finishing the cottage, or
she does a really good job of listening, people.
I really do.
I really like her. I like her a lot.
Nothing gets past me. I hear everything.
No, okay, but so I'm not going to talk super specifics.
Just saying,
okay.
Everybody knows. We just.
All right.
The proof is in the pudding.
I'm going to read something.
Oh, dang. Come on, pins and needles over here.
Sorry, I just got a very strange text message from somebody at our church. We'll discuss it after the pod.
Okay.
All right, so there was something that I read today, and I'm going to read it, and I'm going to see if this sounds familiar.
Oh, no. Is it something I read?
No.
Okay, good. Whew.
It would sound familiar for sure if you read it, but if you wrote it. If you
Can you read? Should you be reading this aloud?
Right. Let me find it first. One sec.
You know what would have had really great planning if like you had found this.
The good news is I can clip this, or I don't have to clip this. But anyway, all right. So here we go. A lot of my energy was frenetic instead of focused. Some of that is to be expected when you're trying to figure out a bunch of stuff. Blah blah blah. One trap I'm prone to fall into over and over again is taking on too much at once, then getting behind and feeling overwhelmed by it all. There's a natural expand and contract rhythm with my work. The expand phase is me saying yes to everything because it's hard to pass up an opportunity. The contract phase is me trying to get stuff off my plate because I've said yes to too much, and sometimes that gets overwhelming. So, does that sound familiar?
It does.
That Aaron Francis wrote that about himself. But I read that and I realized that sounds like somebody else. Me. So I was already kind of thinking this for 2025, and I want you to hold me to this. I've got 4 Fs. four Fs.
And I still don't give any. Okay, sorry. 4. 1. Sorry.
Focus. I knew this was going to be hard to get through. I didn't even tell you what the goal was other than just saying the word, and suddenly you're just giggling because it is the thing I struggle with the most is focus. But year 2025 is going to be a year where one of my goals is to stay focused. Okay? That's a high-level goal.
It's like I want one of those boards where it's like, days since last, like, injury or something.
Days since being unfocused. We should. We'll put one up. We'll put a little counter up.
Okay, sorry.
Anyway.
I believe in you. You can do it.
Feels like it. I feel real supported.
Okay.
Okay, focus.
Focus.
That is going to be...
Oh, we're not ready for 2? Okay.
No.
Focus.
Focus.
Get to your point.
I tried to, but then you sidetracked.
Okay.
Anyway, focus. I want to focus on both our family schedule, because it is something that I don't do a good job at and has been a cause of issues in our relationship in the past. Because
I mean, that is being totally dramatic.
I've got to call things issues because, like, even the smallest of tiffs that we have.
Just leave that alone. Heavens.
I'm trying to focus here. Even the smallest of tiffs that we have, a lot of them focus around the fact that I do not do a good job of keeping track of everything that we have going on, and then I have to ask you about it, and then you feel like I don't know what's going on, so then you want to remind me about it, and then I get upset because I'm like, I'm an adult, I don't need to be reminded. So I'm going to actually
believe your words where I'm not a child, but tomato.
I am going to do a better job of that this year. I'm going to keep a calendar. I'm going to keep focused on, like, all the things that we have going on and do a better job of not needing to rely on you constantly for reminders related to those. Okay. So that's one area. The other one is
2.
Focused on...
Oh. No, still not 2. We're still okay. Sorry.
Golly. Focused on, like, things that I start. Mm-hmm. And trying to not say yes to more things so that I can keep my focus on a couple things that I really want to care about this year. Okay. Those things are, I want to focus on the game that I'm building. Okay. There's a lot of reasons why that you don't care about. Moving on. All right. And 2, I want to focus on, like, trying to have, like, a talk somewhere. We already mentioned that one, but that's like a focus. I want to try and do that in some form. Number 2.
Okay, focus. 2.
Family.
Hey.
Family. This is like not a new goal. This is my goal every year. Family is super important to both of us. Mm-hmm. But especially one thing I always say is I want to make sure I make the most of the years that our kids want to spend time with us.
Yes, please don't make me cry. I've already had a good cry today. I don't need another one.
Because there comes an age when your kids don't want to spend time with you, and we are in, like, the prime years of them wanting to do nothing but spend time with us in the years where things are magical. Yes. With that being said, we're going to Disney World. We are going to Disney World in March. Woohoo! We are super excited on one hand because the kids are going to love it. It's going to be an incredible memory. On the other hand, oh my gosh. Disney. Yeah. Ugh. All right. Anyway. And then also other trips. We have some family trips planned in the summer. I want to make the most of this year for our family because we're going to have a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and an almost 2-year-old towards the end of the year. He'll turn 2. And that's just like, those are all great years. We can get a lot of really good family time in this year. So I want to make family a big part of this year.
Absolutely.
As much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
3, fun. We're on the third F. The third F is fun. I've got a trip planned to Amsterdam. One thing that I did last year that has been like a highlight for me personally was going to Laracon for a day and doing the basketball thing.
I know you talk about it every day. Did you know I coached a basketball team?
I don't.
Did you know that I
say
played
that.
pickup basketball with these buddies?
But it does come up.
Did you know that I went to Dallas and gave myself a layover so I could go there?
Anyway, long story short, I really enjoyed that because I spend all my time with my family and my wife, which is incredible, and I love that. I really do. This is not me saying I don't love that. However,
we all need friends.
There was a different kind of fun that was like hanging out with a bunch of buddies, doing something like sporty, and just like spending time together.
Totally.
I want to find ways to do more of that.
Get after it.
I'm not going to bring it up in this episode, but in a future episode, I have some ideas for that.
Mystery. That
I want to run by you and brainstorm, because I think you'd have some good input on it while also giving me crap about it.
You do. If y'all want to get together and paint each other's nails and talk about your feelings, then do it. I don't care.
Anyway.
Y'all are grown men.
Future episode.
If you want to see each other, schedule something.
Future episode talking about stuff like that. But I want to find more time to spend with friends that I'm making and relationships that I'm building. Because I think that's important.
Absolutely.
And anyway. And finally.
Wait, 4. So, focus. Family.
Fun. And follow through.
Follow through.
Very similar to focus, but different, because you can be focused and not ever finish anything. I need to finish. I need to start projects, and I need to follow through on them more.
Yep.
I don't mean that in a negative, in the sense that like you should always follow through every single project, even if you realize,
dead ends.
Right, you've got to be willing to cut off things, because time is a very, very valuable factor. So the key is I want to make sure that I'm focused on projects and things that are important.
Yep.
And I want to follow through on those and see them through before getting distracted on other things. So in that vein, the cottage. I've made a lot of progress. It's like getting close to the finish line. We've just got paint, trim, and stairs at this point.
And the roof.
And the doors.
And the whole step around.
Anyway.
And the other set of windows.
Stop. Okay, follow through. We're going to finish the cottage. The cottage is going to get done. It has to get done. I told Allie this year that I'd do her a new mailbox.
Finally.
We have I need to send a picture.
It's so bad.
It is the jankiest looking mailbox, but I'm going to fix it because I also have already made like the most beautiful mailbox for somebody that lives in our neighborhood. And
it's
now it was back when we had like a decent, like cast iron, really pretty mailbox at the previous location.
Yeah.
And then we moved after I'd made the other one, and she was like, I know you can make a really good mailbox.
Mm-hmm.
I want one eventually. And I've just not done it.
It's all good.
So
we have a functioning one right now. So
we do.
It's not like
that one's on
the totem pole.
That one's gonna be followed through this year.
You heard it here first, folks. Allie gets a mailbox 2025.
But yeah, so yeah, those are there are other things. I'm not gonna dig into all of them because we've covered a lot of them already. But focus, family, fun, follow through.
I'm gonna put it like the 4 above the door frame to your office, so you have to like smack it.
Boom, smack it on the way in.
Out. Oh, way in, way out.
I love it. Sports references. Great wife. Great life. We're going to bed, unless my lady has anything else she would like to add to the conversation.
I just feel like, we could have like had fair warning of like we were gonna do this, Start scheduling things out. You got to talk to my people like a good week in advance.
In her defense, while we were giving our kid like their bedtime story, I literally looked over and was like, hey, do you want to do a podcast tonight?
Yeah.
Because it's like constantly spinning around in my head. And I'm just like, hey, Allie, jump on the podcast with me. In my defense, I knew that this was going to be one. I wanted to surprise you with the cottage is a write-off bit. Because it is.
That still feels sus, but
It was very disappointing.
You mean disappointing.
Number 2, I knew I was going to talk about my goals, and I wanted to talk about your thing that you came up with. And I know you don't have any other goals because you don't believe in them. So why would I be like, hey, why don't you plan for our goals podcast? Because you don't believe in goals. So
we should all just be trying to do our best every day, and that should be good.
But what is your best? What things are important to be best at?
Hope and pray that I wake up every day with kindness, love, and joy, peace. Try to have as much
It's a lot of fruit. So the fruits of the Spirit.
Yes,
That's a good one. That's pretty solid.
What do we try to do? And I don't need...
It sounds like a goal?
Gracious.
Having the fruit of the Spirit every day.
It's a goal for me to end this.
Good night.
Wrap it up.